Welcome in to Cedar Valley High School for our first round playoff action in the 5A state tournament as the Cedar Valley Aviators prepare to host the Viewmont Vikings. Welcome in, everybody. My name is Dane Stewart. Please be joined by Moose Bingham. Moose, an intriguing first round matchup. Viewmont had a tough go in region play. Cedar Valley finishing second in Region 7. And both these two teams fighting for their playoff lives, trying to advance to take on the Stansbury Stallions.
You know what? I love regular season football. It's really fun, but it's meaningless. It doesn't mean anything now, Dane. We're playing for the ship now. We want to get on the ship and drive all the way up I-15 and get to Rice-Eccles. That's what these kids are playing for. Immortality, glory, and the chance to represent their community on the turf, and I love to see it, Dane.
Well, you talk about playing for the ship. The Vikings came down here on a ship, as Vikings tend to do. Yeah, you see that? Yeah. 4-5 are the Viewmont Vikings. They started 3-1. The lone loss was to Provo. Then they hit region play. Region 5 felt like every night was a different challenge and a lot of parity in that region. But really, Luke Jacobs, he's been the guy this year, has led the offense. 1,700 yards passing, 17 touchdowns on the season, 10 interceptions. His legs could be a difference maker. Coach Jones said when we saw him the first time, he wasn't totally healthy. He is tonight, and they're looking for their senior quarterback to deliver a big playoff win.
Yeah, Luke Jacobs, he's a multi-sport athlete, great baseball player as well. I sat down with him this week. He has goals of going D1. He has opportunities at Weber State. He has opportunities at SUU. Some of them want him to play wide receiver. Some of them want him to play safety. But the Naval Academy called and said, be our quarterback and a midshipman. You can get off your Viking boat and head onto a ship and be just fine.
He will be a difficult challenge for this Cedar Valley defense. But when you look at Cedar Valley, the Aviators, they've had a dynamic offense. Thompson, 2,000 yards passing this year. And then you have a young man in Jenkins, over 1,000-yard rusher this year, first 1,000-yard rusher in program history. This offense has a lot of balance and a lot of potency for Cedar Valley.
Yeah, they've got a big old line. I was sitting down there. I was like, I feel not normal, and I am average of height if you ask anyone in the census and the database. But what I'm looking for is Joe Lomu. Joe Lomu is a running back that I really like, and he should be doing a lot of good things as well. This is two very well-coached teams, very dynamic teams, and should be a shootout for the ages tonight.
An ice look for the Vikings here on the road. I love the all-white look and the maroon. Man, that looks sharp as Viewmont will kick off into the wind here. You can see that wind effect and a return in play here for Cedar Valley as this is Jenkins. We mentioned him in the open up near the 30-yard line on the return, and Cedar Valley will come out on offense for this first possession.
Yeah, this Cedar Valley team, explosive. They're getting better and better every week, and I'm excited to see what happens. But when you're watching this team, Viewmont, look down at number 6, just gave a nice little handshake to number 5, Ethan Johnson. But number 6, Kingston Mickens, is one of my favorite cornerbacks in the state.
He's a youngster. He's a difference maker. Coach Jones says we might see him go both ways tonight as a first down run here for Jenkins. The senior Clayson taking it up for a gain of 4 on the carry.
But Clayson, if he keeps running like that, Kingston won't have any touches this game because if you can get 4 yards in a cloud of dust, why do anything else, Dane?
Well, and that's actually below his average. We're talking about a 1,000-yard rusher this year. He's now over 1,100 yards. He had 1,098 coming into this game, over 6 yards a carry for Clayson out of the backfield. As Thompson, the starting quarterback, in the shotgun once again, he'll look near side. We want to let you know the clock you see on your screen, that is our unofficial clock. We do our best to keep it synchronized with the official clock here in the stadium. And it's a little play action. Thrown, caught, complete to Ethan Johnson for a first down for the Aviators.
Good little play right there. You're going to see a lot of screens from the Aviators. They don't like to really push the ball down the field. They'll take what you give them, and they'll just march down the field.
It'll be first down here. They're back to the ground. Jenkins. No, this is not Jenkins. This is the man you mentioned, Joe Lomu. couldn't bounce that outside, brought down for a loss on the carry.
Well, when at first you don't succeed, you try the edge, and if someone's there, then you're down. But you're going to keep coming back to both of these running backs. Both of them phenomenal young men and phenomenal running backs as well.
This is a Viewmont defense that, you talk about Region 5, a lot of parity in that region, a lot of good rushing attacks. It's been a proven unit as they try to make they're going to have a strong night tonight going up against this Cedar Valley offense. Nice play there on first.
I really like Sterling Hadson on the D-line. He's fast. He's got great hands.
Nearly intercepted. Boy, they were trying to set up that screen to Lomu. And, boy, that almost turned into disaster as Darren Tovey, who's actually one of the leading tacklers for this Viewmont defense, nearly had the pick.
Yeah. Viewmont, they've gotten stronger throughout this time as well. They're getting players back. Like number 20, Dax Nilsson. Dacky, they say. Dax Nilsson, one of the top wrestlers in the state as well. And he's just a menace in the middle, coming off a broken hip.
Wow.
Yeah.
3rd and 11 here for Cedar Valley. Thompson looking, that pass, it is intercepted. Mickens was on the ground, and Mickens comes up with the first turnover of the game, picked off by Viewmont.
Hey, you know what? Sometimes you're good, sometimes you're great, sometimes you're just sitting in the right spot in the field to get the ball nicely placed in your lap.
One of the things, the last thing that Coach Zabriskie told us before the game was turnovers. In games we've lost, we've had more than 3 turnovers. We can't turn the ball over, and on the opening possession, they do just that.
Yeah, that's one of those things. Turnovers is like scoring more points than the other team. The more opportunities you have, the more points you can get. Now, look for number 82. We call him Father Christmas here on this broadcast. He is a monster at tight end.
They try to run it instead, and look, we talked about an aggressive, or a Viewmont defense has been proven against the run. But Coach Zabriskie said, my D-line, that's been our anchor this year. They make a nice stop there on first.
Brian Vogel, I can't say enough good things about this kid. You see 4 or 5. He's played middle linebacker. He's played defensive end. He's coming off a knee injury, and he's one of my favorite players in the entire state. Just an absolute dog at D-tackle. And then he's also got a running mate 31 in there. You can't run on him either. Do you know what his last name is, Dane?
Give it to me.
Longy. Asia Longy, you're never going to run on a Longy.
Yeah, that feels like a familiar pedigree. 2nd and long. Jacobs stepping up. Boy, he's got room in front of him. Here's Luke Jacobs as he scurries ahead, and Luke going to pick up. No, they're going to say just shut. Well, okay, it is a first down. The indication there was to run the clock. They normally would stop it, but hey, we're rolling through this thing. First down, Viewmont, thanks to the legs of Luke Jacobs.
They're worried about it getting cold tonight, so they just want this game to keep rolling.
Moose already has a stocking cap on.
Of course I do, Dane. Of course I do. Luke Jacobs, he's a terrifying man with his legs, not so much with his arm, but he gets it done any way, shape, or form he can.
He had a lower body injury. Coach Jones told me this. He said, when we saw him against Provo, he had a lower body injury in that game. He had a 75-yard rushing touchdown. He said, hey, he's healthy to go. You're going to see a different player tonight. We saw it there on 2nd and long. First down, back to the ground, again into the teeth of Cedar Valley. They're ready for it. No gain on the play.
Of course, Brian Vogel's in there. Longy's in there. But look at number 33, a giant. Absolutely. Devow is his name. And he will devour you with all 33 of his number. He looks to be about 6'6", coming in from California. 10 sacks on the season. You don't know who to really block on this team. It better just be freaking everybody, Dane.
That's pretty accurate. We were down on the field 33. He is a long body when you talk about Tuatonga. The young man's going to have an opportunity at the next level, no doubt. Really his first year as a major contributor to the varsity level. As Jacobs looking for the long ball, and it's caught! Oh, a big reception down the sideline and into the end zone. Touchdown, Viewmont. On the completion, Jacobs able to dial it up to Kingston Mickens, who has the 2 most significant plays early on in this contest.
So Kingston Mickens, I said it earlier, you got to watch out for this young man. He's a sophomore, and he's a dog. Kingston Mickens, he told me, I sat with him this week, and I said, Kingston, what do you want to be at the next level? He said wide receiver, and I said, you're wrong. You want to be a corner. But plays like that, he may be a wide receiver at the next level.
Kick is up, and the kick is good. 7-0 Viewmont scoring off the turnover. They take the lead over Cedar Valley. You're watching the first round of the 5A state playoffs only on KSLSports.com.
They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back. Want to thank our sponsorships that make these streams possible. Heidemann Associates, a full-service law firm with locations throughout Utah County and along the Wasatch Front. If you have any legal needs, contact the experts at Heidemann and Associates for a free consultation. Tell them Rewind sent you when you call 801-754-4240.
Now it seems like we're resetting everything. Dane, Britton Christian's kicking off again. I love him as a kicker, except for I hate his form. He needs to follow through. Just follow through, young man, and life will be better, but he gets it done nonetheless. Very energetic crowd here. This would definitely spook me out, the yelling of the fans in synchronies.
This kickoff, again returnable. Here's Jenkins returning from near the 5-yard line. Coming up across the 30. 2 strong returns for Jenkins here on the night.
Jenkins is so excited. He's what we call the up back in the return, and usually they don't get the ball. But he's like, it's about time. It's my time to shine. Someone else blocked for me.
So we'll see second offensive possession of the night here for the Aviators. The offense looked good on their kind of first series, and then they got stalled. The incompletion put them behind schedule, and that's where we kind of saw things get a little disrupted. See what they have here on their second drive of the contest.
Coach Zabrowski, he says he's had up to 10 linemen starting for him. They were doing a mix and match of combination of linemen, but he says he has one of the best line coaches in the state, and they can go out, put anyone out there, and he'll coach them up right.
Sorry, they were moving the clock around there on us. 7.5 to go here in our first quarter. As they go back on the ground, Jenkins through the hole on the right side, and Jenkins with his best carry of the day. Clayson taking it across midfield.
Jeeky Jenkins, come on, man. You love to see it.
Resulting in a Cedar Valley.
He seems to be a little bit hurt right now.
He might have taken one in an uncomfortable spot staying in here.
Right in the Wallace and Doodleberries, it looks like. But he's okay. He's back in, ready to go. He says, Coach, let me tote the rock. And dirty laundry on the field.
Yeah, procedure. Boy, all game long, Cedar Valley's done that hard count, looking over to the sidelines, and this time it ends up biting them as they have movement, and it will back them up here, make it 1st and 15.
Lomu comes in, and you get a nice little rest for number Quattro.
Yeah, Jenkins going to be have a chance to kind of catch his breath. He looks to be okay. 1st and 15 after the penalty here for the Aviators. They give it to Lomu. Lomu, gain of 1. Couple of Vikings in on the tackle, including Tyson Morley. Able to help limit the gain to just 1. 2nd down.
Yeah, Sterling Hansen, like I was saying earlier, I watched him earlier this week. Sterling has great hands, long arms, can swim, can move, can do so many things. And it's just fun to watch a defensive tackle that's aggressive like Sterling Hansen.
Actually, credit Lomu with a pair of yards. It'll be 2nd and 13 here for Cedar Valley. Thompson looking over the middle, has a man that caught. Tripped up, but a 1st down on the reception was number 20, Isaac Klein, and Cedar Valley deep into Viewmont territory.
Cedar Valley gets it done with a lot of different guys. They have a lot of experience in the wide receiver, just multiple 3-year starters on this wide receiver core. So it's not their first go around, and they want to get deep in the playoffs.
Jenkins back in the backfield here on 1st and 10 for the Aviators, and they'll get the little toss. Clayson looking for a seam, and he'll pick up maybe 2 yards on the carry. Probably the best defense Viewmont has had on a Clayson Jenkins run to this point.
Yeah. Other person you need to watch on defense is number 4, Elias Usele, one of the top running backs in the state going into this year. But they found other options, and they're like, just stick on defense, you'll be just fine, Elias.
If I recall, he was the young man we didn't see against Provo either. They were not healthy that night, but they are good to go tonight. They'll toss with Jenkins again. Upended. Big play coming through to make the stop. Boy, I don't have a 0 on my roster.
I've got Moses Coleman or Nathan Savage, but I think it's Moses Coleman. I'm just taking a stab at it. Doing double numbers really messes with my brain. I don't know if it does with yours.
Yeah, it does. We'll go with Moses Savage. We'll just split it there.
Moses Savage with the tackle.
3rd and long here for Cedar Valley.
They've almost got a college calling system. They've got signs. They've got people signing in, and we'll find out what the play is now.
Thompson, the lefty, has a man down the middle, looking to the end zone, through the fingertips, incomplete. Boy, they had the opportunity taken. Hansen nearly with the opportunity to secure it for the touchdown. It's incomplete and a 4th down.
Great job by Nathan Coleman there.
This was an aspect Coach Zabriskie said before, I feel really good with my kicking game. Going to call upon it here early, a 40-yard try.
Well, he's got the wind behind him, so it should be easy workings. And interesting tidbit, Coleman Peterson, the phenomenal kicker from Utah, is their kicking coach here at Cedar Valley.
40-yard try, and we had movement.
Oh.
Boy, does this make you maybe rethink this here, Moose? Rather than 4th and 9, 4th and 4.
The gold-toed Andrew Jones is not happy about that one. Very animated coach, one we all love, letting his player know that he's not happy about it. But the kicker's kind of sad about it as well because he wanted that 40-plus yard field goal.
They will stay on the field here. Officially 34-yard field goal try for Holman. Kick is up. This looks, boy, plenty of distance on that one, but missed it. They say wide, no good. The kick, no good, and Viewmont holds for the 2nd time.
Wow, Viewmont defense getting it done in an interesting amount of ways. Great job there. This Cedar Valley team, they've been knocking on the door, but no answers yet.
Boy, that their best drive, couple big plays. Obviously, you have an opportunity at 6. Just sneaks through the fingertips, and then the field goal try. A lot of leg on that. I don't know if he was expecting kind of more wind to kind of help push that, but
I don't know.
Missed it.
Sometimes as a kicker, you just throw that away and you say, I'll see you again in a second ball.
1st down for Viewmont. As nice surge up the middle there for the Vikings. It was Miles McGrath with the carry. Best run of the day.
Miles McGrath, he's a track kid. He does a lot of good things. And he was just kind of chilling. They had Elias Usele. They're like, we don't need no other running back. And when he went down, and they're like, apparently we do.
It's a program that first year for Coach Jones, he had 55 kids in the program on his first day. They've got over 100 today. He's trying to build some depth here, and it's paying early dividends as they'll give it back here to McGrath. Not much there. Is wrapped up, brought down from behind. No gain on the carry, 3rd and short.
Yeah, really interesting what he did. He made a pact with the wrestling coach. He made a pact with the basketball coach and possibly any other coach in that building as well. Swimming, chess, whatever he could find. He said, I'll let my football players play your sport for sure. Can your players play mine?
It's a brilliant strategy when you talk about trying to get participation numbers up and that sort of thing. Hey, man, go pull your athletes in, right?
Yep. Now, look for number 82. We've got trips to the top, but
isolated.
ISO at the bottom.
Yeah, that is Scott Noel. It's a carry for Jacobs. Luke, 1st down and more. Luke Jacobs on 3rd and short. It's a track race to the 20, the 10, 5, touchdown Viewmont.
And that's what Luke Jacobs can do for you. He's not the most accurate passer. He can get it done, but my goodness, with his legs, he's scary. A Britton Covey type player that can just kill you with the lower body.
A 73-yard touchdown run for Luke Jacobs. And Viewmont, my goodness, bursting on the scene here in this first quarter as they take a 2-possession lead. Point after try. Kick is up and good. 14-0. Viewmont feeling good early on the road. You're watching KSL Rewind, KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the 5A state playoffs on KSLSports.com.
Other universities didn't fit into my life.
They said I'd have to quit my job to go to school.
They said it would take me 4 years to graduate. They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time. Courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back. 14-0 Viewmont leading Cedar Valley in this first round of the 5A state playoffs. Cedar Valley a 12 seed, Viewmont a 20, but boy, hasn't looked like that here early, Moose.
No, Viewmont has gone through the ringer. They've played a lot of great teams, and it's been interesting. Before this year, it had been 6 years since they won a homecoming game. None of these guys until this year on Viewmont's team had won a home game.
Yeah.
They are finally feeling what it's like to win, and they like it.
This kickoff, again returnable, fielded from inside the 10, taken up the middle, stopped at the 28-yard line. Third offensive possession for the Aviators. Moose, what does Cedar Valley need to do here? This feels like early in the game to put too much pressure on it, but man, like just can't afford to go down much further. What do the Aviators need to do here?
I think they just need to stay the course. They've got big guys. They've got to run in the middle. They get things done. It was really funny watching that play with Isaac Klein. Isaac Klein was like, no more returns for you, Clayson Jenkins. My turn.
Cedar Valley starting at the 28. Thompson has the interception, but it was off of a deflection. He'll throw here on first down, and boy, finally whistled there as an incompletion. That looked to be a live ball for just a moment, but it is incomplete and bring up a second down.
Woo-hoo-hoo, that was close. The quarterback's like, thank you for walking forward a yard because that was closer than I've seen in a minute.
Certainly a scary moment, but for Cedar Valley, no harm done other than 2nd and 10. Viewmont showing pressure. You could kind of see he was getting anxious there, and Morley called here, free 5 yards gifted to the Aviators.
Tyson Morley, it looks like his hair has been growing out. He's been using some Head and Shoulders conditioner, but he doesn't quite time like Troy Polamalu yet.
He's going to come off, and the hands are at the hips for Coach Drew Jones. He kind of runs away from him. I don't blame him at all.
That might be the best thing I've seen all night long.
Oh, nearly had another one there, too. The Cedar Valley bench would have liked it.
Oh, they're not happy with the no call. Coach Jones is about to lose his mind, too.
For 2nd and 5, this complete first down and more on the reception for Cedar Valley was Tegan Hansen, and he's got it up to the 46. First down, Cedar Valley.
I have never seen a player running right at the coach, knowing he's about to get reprimanded, and he's like, you know what, there's 5 yards this way. Let me go see what's going on over there.
Yeah. He can blame the yard marker, but we all know what was going on. First down here for Cedar Valley.
Check with me. What's the check?
They'll come near side. Little screen set up here for Johnson. Ethan around, a couple tacklers brought down. Good recovery there as you saw Jet Wiles come flying over for Viewmont to make the stop. Excuse me, Lewin Wiles.
So that was an interesting play right there. You saw the cornerback has to force the wide receiver in, not let him get the edge like Luke Jacobs got on that other play. Kingston Mickens did a good job by attacking the outside shoulder of the wide receiver and forcing the play back in.
2nd and 7 here for the Aviators. This is Lomu out of the backfield. Good blocking up front by that line. And Lomu's into the open field to the 20. 10-5, touchdown Aviators. The answer Cedar Valley needed, they get.
And like I said, Dane, it's going to be a barn burner. I love seeing me some Lomu. Nothing wrong with that. Joe Lomu finally getting what he wants, and that's a touchdown, celebrating with Brian Vogel and everyone else on his team. And they said, let's keep pounding the rock.
We thought this game had a lot of offensive potency. It has lived up to that here in the first quarter. Point after try for the Aviators. Here to try to get it back. And they do. Point after good. 14-7. Viewmont with the lead. You're watching the 5A state playoffs on KSLSports.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Welcome back. 1:34 to go here. First quarter. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham with you. Cedar Valley had a good second drive of the game. The field goal, or the missed field goal, didn't give them any points. Good response there for the Aviators to get on the scoreboard.
And that's the response they need. I just got alerted that it's actually Nathan Savage that's 0, so thank you to Dustin Wayne, our loving fan.
This into the end zone for the touchback. I seem to remember Nathan Savage from our prior game we did with him, but I thought he was wearing a different number, and that's why I was a little hesitant on that. Wasn't quite certain where to go, but appreciate that help as we just go off of what our rosters say, and sometimes you just don't quite know.
You know what? I'm perfect in almost everything, and I make a mistake once in a blue moon, and that happened to be it.
I'm just glad I have it on tape.
Oh,
I can now prove that Moose has been wrong at least once. First down for the Vikings, starting after the touchback. Jacobs, the throw, looking out. There is Noel with the catch. Gain of 11 for the Vikings, first down.
So would we call that the first Noel?
Hey, yes we would. I see what you did there. First catch for Noel, first down for Noel.
And Noel, he's a basketball kid. He didn't play football last year, but goodness gracious, Coach Jones is happy that he did this year.
He's been a great addition to this offense. The leading receiver for this bunch, over 600 yards receiving, 8 touchdowns. You talk about a matchup problem. Look at his height on the outside. It's a problem. Jacobs, little screen, no, double pass. How about the double pass screen to Noel as he'll pick up 4 yards and a penalty flag here. And I'm guessing this is going to be
helmet to helmet.
Yeah.
So that's our second Noel. But, so Noel, absolute great tight end. UNLV has already offered him. He's got another bunch of schools nipping at his heels.
Actually, ineligible man downfield, the call there. So we were both wrong on that.
Well, goodness, once in a blue moon's happened twice tonight.
Apparently.
Coach Jones likes to draw up tricky plays. He likes to try to fool people. He's a little wizard out there with some misdirection.
Yeah, he's going to try to keep this Aviator defense on their toes. The penalty there leading to the undoing. It'll be 1st and 15 here. And nowhere to go there for Jacobs. He just has to get rid of it. Incomplete.
So that was a risky pass to literally no one because it could be intentional grounding.
Outside the pocket, past the line of scrimmage are good.
Okay. Just helping our fans out because I definitely knew that.
Look, Moose, it's really a brilliant strategy. I do it all the time. You know the answer, but you have a leading statement so that someone else can just, back it up.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You ask for the people who don't quite understand. I get it.
Don't want anyone to feel embarrassed.
They'll go on the ground. carry there by McGrath, able to get back the penalty yardage, gain of 7 on the take. 3rd and long here for Viewmont.
What a tough run by McGrath. I really like numero 5. He's a good player.
Big moment here for this Aviator defense. See if they can't get off the drive here with a defensive stop.
I wonder if they're just going to take it. Nope, never mind. There's only 18 seconds left.
Yeah, the play clocks are not active on the field. I've yet to see, there's the 10-second indication, so they could have by about a half second. Jacobs. Oh, Luke Jacobs again. Looked like he didn't have anywhere to go, and Jacobs used his legs. First down on a gain of 10.
He saw the sticks, and then he said, I've played baseball. Let's slide into first down.
They will just restart the clock, and the quarter will expire. First quarter in the books. Viewmont leading Cedar Valley 14-7. You're watching the 5A playoffs only on KSLSports.com.
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawn mowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake Running Company is inspiring our community to move with purpose, embrace adventure, and consciously connect to their bodies. Exercise is essential, now more than ever. Take control of the chaos and make time for you. From the gym to the trail, SLRC can help you find the focus to define your finish line. Visit one of our 5 locations along the Wasatch Front or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back. Start of the second quarter. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham with you here. KSL Sports Rewind's game of the week. 14-7 Viewmont, and a first down for Jacobs and company after Jacobs converted a 3rd and 8. Looking for another double pass. Oh, they had a man wide open. It was a little underthrown, had to come back for it, and now a penalty flag going to come in late after the play.
I may agree with that one. The ref had great form. I usually don't talk about that, but he threw that flag a good 15 yards with some authority.
Mickens was the intended target. That's the second double pass we've seen. We know they've got a 3rd one that he was bragging to us about. We won't disclose that one yet, but the pass interference here will give Viewmont a first down.
Well, it's been funny. Coach Jones, he's like, look, we're here to go as far as we can in the playoffs and do it in the funnest way possible.
Yeah. And I love it, right? Like, look, if you win, those are the kinds of things that you'll be talking about on the bus. And if you lose, it's like, guys, we threw it all out there. Like, it's a brilliant strategy. I love it.
Yeah. I mean, it's super fun. And he's even given some authority for the players. He said, you guys can make one play.
Yeah, that's the doozy that we haven't seen yet. I can't wait for it.
I was like, I would never let players make a play because I'd be doing fumble-rooskies left and right.
First down. They'll throw this out. Caught. And not a lot of room for Mudrow. He's brought down immediately. Good coverage there on the play by Tegan Hansen.
Phenomenal tackle by Tegan Hansen. He had that one-on-one. If he doesn't make that tackle, it's going to be gone for at least 10, if not more. But Tegan Hansen, open field tackling, that is an amazing thing that he will get looks at the next level if he can open field tackle like that.
It's actually a loss on the play. 2nd and 11 here for the Vikings.
Not many TFL for CBs.
No. Jacobs. Good pocket. Had Monroe kind of coming over the middle. He breaks it. Jacobs looking to the left side. Gets tripped up, but after he gains about 5 yards on the carry, he actually had Mickens going right down the middle, but he's running away from that throw. That's a really difficult throw for any quarterback to make. Jacobs able to make something out of nothing on that.
Yeah, Luke Jacobs. I went to practice on Tuesday, and I was laughing. He was having a rough day, and they had the kicker throwing a bit too, and he was coaching him up. And I was like, Luke, leave him alone. He's doing a better job than you have all day. And he's like, I'm a good quarterback. Let me play, coach. I'm like, 1, I'm not your coach. 2, learn to throw or you're just going to be a running back at the next level.
He's had some nice throws tonight.
He's had some great throws.
3rd and 7. Viewmont's been pretty doggone good on 3rd downs here in this first half.
Now what do? Give it to your star running back, star quarterback, star tight end, or star wide receiver?
A little hard count there. They're going to give it to their star quarterback. And Jacobs able to spin around. I think he's got it. He's right near the chains there. Still waiting to see whether they're going to give it to him or not.
Do you have a MasterCard on you or anything like that, Dane?
No, I left my index card at home. They will give it a first down.
Oh, man. You might have had to run down there with your Zions Bank gift card or something like that.
I was pulling my business card out of my wallet in case they needed it.
I got my cookies last week, so now I'm pushing for credit cards.
Can I tell you? I did not. It took me a couple days to get that kind of through. Of course, I downed more than I should have on the cookies, right?
He had 3 or 4 cookies by himself.
It was 1.5. Jacobs looking, big play, just overthrown. Boy, good coverage there. There was not much of a window. The intended target for Viewmont was Landon Jepson. That ball incomplete.
The sideline judge kept the cannon at bay for that one. No flags a-flying.
You know, another little fun fact in this one.
Tell me.
Cedar Valley, the magic number for this offense has been 29 points. They're 7-0 when they score 29. They're 0-3 when they don't. 29 points, the magic number for Cedar Valley tonight.
That's a magic number. Used to be 3. Actually, 3 is a magic number for him, too.
Not much on the carry there. Explain.
Coach Zabrowski coming into the game, he said, as long as we don't turn the ball over 3 times, we're going to pull out this W. Now, this is the dream kicker situation right here. You love 3rd around 30 because you're like, Coach, let me try this 50, 49, 48-yard field goal.
Wind has been dying down here as the game has progressed.
Oh, it's a tornado going across if you're a kicker.
You were not here for the semifinals a couple years ago. Tivy Orm, were you here for that one? Timeout here being taken by Viewmont. We'll continue that when we come back. Timeout Vikings. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week.
Other universities didn't fit into my life.
They said I'd have to quit my job to go to school.
They said it would take me 4 years to graduate. They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time. Courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back. Another 3rd down here for Viewmont.
So they do have the wind. That's the nice thing going here with the kicker. Mentally, it just helps you with your kicking abilities.
Jacobs on 3rd down. Looking over the middle, incomplete, was trying to get it down to Mickens.
Now what do you do?
I know what Moose would do.
I'd kick the field goal just because I'm safe. But I'm not a riverboat gambler like Coach Andrew Jones with his gold shoes out there. He's got the Midas touch. Let's see if he's got the Midas call because it looks like he's going for it.
You know, we haven't had much rain, but it looks like he's found the pot of gold at the end of the rainbow and thrown it out on the kicks. He's got a little special something in those kicks, too, in case they get a dub tonight. The boys on the team playing for that.
Oh, yeah.
4th down.
Look out for 33, DeVoe.
Here's Jacobs. Looking. And you called it, Moose. 33. The junior coming up with the stop is Tuatanga getting the tackle on Jacobs. Viewmont turns it over.
So DeVoe came in from California. He's made his home at Cedar Valley, and he planted the quarterback right into the ground for another sack.
And one of the things that Coach Zabriskie said is, hey, we have to do a good job defending Jacobs. He's been able to get out of the pocket a lot. He talked about smothering Luke. We'll talk about that as the game goes on, but that time not a lot of lane for Jacobs to work. DeVoe gets the stop, and it's the first down here for Cedar Valley. This is Jenkins. Almost looked like he was trying to carry out a run fake there.
Well, that was a very interesting play. He took the ball as if he was doing a toss, and then he's like, just kidding. I'm just doing a quick little handoff.
No gain. That Viewmont defense standing tall there. Second down.
Got a nice little check with me again, per usual.
Been the story of the night here so far in this Aviator offense. Little play action. Thompson running out of time. Has a man near side. That caught by Baker. He'll be chased out of bounds after a gain of a couple. Love the options on that play and love the maturity of Thompson to wait until he found his open man.
Looks like it was DeGain Leroy getting the tackle there, and that was a very good open field tackle. That could have been sprung for a lot more than what he got.
Third and long here. About 6 yards to go for this Aviator offense.
Let's see if they can take off or if they're going to sputter again.
Thompson looking. A little out route. That incomplete. Pass was intended for KJ Fisher, and he'll bring up a fourth down.
Now it looks like the punt team's going to come out. Look out for the wind. It's not crazy yet, but what you're going to see is with this wind, the ball won't hang up as long. It'll fall down faster. You won't get as many yards.
You know what they need here? Look, I'm trying to dub this field the Hangar. Okay? I think that'd be a great name for the football facility, the Hangar. They need the little windsocks on the uprights, right? Wouldn't that be awesome?
Sick.
This punt away. Fair catch signaled, but it will not be caught. Be down just about the 31-yard line is where Viewmont will come out with it.
I like it. Zabraski's Hangar.
Right? Look, I've actually had it confirmed.
Okay.
No. I'm sorry. The gym is the Hangar. This should be the airfield.
The airfield?
The airfield.
I like this as the Hangar.
Well, the gym is the Hangar.
We've got Zabraski's
The
Hangar.
gym is the Hangar.
I know. I still like this as the Hangar.
I forgot. I got it switched. That's my bad.
Oh, man. Not as excited about the airfield, I'm not going to lie.
I love the airfield, man.
Dude. Let me get working.
A plus with the mascot.
Yeah.
And I love the end zones, the checkerboard.
It's solid.
Great look. Viewmont starting with possession at their own 31. Looking on the ground, and boy, the Cedar Valley defense moves. They've done a much better job against that ground game here as the game has gone on.
Dude, I love me some Brian Vogel. He is working his way into my all postseason list. I love what he's doing here. He's a monster in the middle, doing everything right. I've been trying to figure out where he's at, and he has just been dominant in the middle. And I'm used to him being at Mike. I'm used to him being at DN, but at D tackle, he's a dude.
It's one of the things that Zabriskie said. He can play anywhere in the front seven. Very versatile player.
If you ask him, he could play corner and safety as well. But I don't think Zabraski's going to sign off on that one.
Second and long. Pressure coming. Jacobs the throw. Caught by Noel. Double coverage there. Didn't matter. Scott coming up with the reception.
Look at the accuracy from our quarterback here, number 3. I didn't see any of that on Tuesday, but he might be a quarterback at the end of the day if he keeps up throws like that.
That's at BMoose90 on Twitter.
Luke, all the Jacobs, you know
for
I love
those of you who don't like, I think one of the things with Luke is he's had moments where it's like, man, he can fire, right? And then he's had those plays where it's like, oh man, would love to see that one on point. I think the consistency, but he's been pretty good tonight. I mean, his throws largely have been pretty on spot. He's got a third down and short here. Design run. Jacobs, first down and more for Luke. Turning back to the middle, just tripped up across midfield, and maybe a touchdown-saving tackle there by Seeley.
So do you want to hear my favorite Luke Jacobs story?
Go for it.
Of course, he's a great baseball player. Should have offers everywhere for that, but they're worried about him taking his football scholarships. But during his baseball game, he said, "Coach, there's a track meet going on right now. My football coach wants me to run the 100. Can I go for a second in between innings?" And he's like, "Yeah, go for it." Takes his baseball stuff off, runs the track, runs a 10-8, and then goes back to baseball.
That's phenomenal. First down. Jacobs looking for Noel. He kind of got hung up there a little bit. Incomplete. Good coverage there by Cedar Valley.
So Jacobs was just showing off his arm strength there. Good job, Jacobs.
Look, he just had the track play. Now he's back to the baseball play. You know, just alternating.
Side arming it.
Oh, man, that's crazy. That's one of the things I love, though. I mean, you see more and more in high school sports about specialization, and I love that Drew Jones coming in is like, no, we want players, right? So, like, give me your athletes.
He's like, I could get the 50 best special players, but let's get the best special players on the basketball team as well.
They'll run on second down. This is Mickens picking up about 4 on the carry.
Not a bad run right there. Kingston, not usually your running back. He's usually outside.
Yeah.
Or no, that was number 5. That wasn't Kingston.
Oh, sorry. You're right. Yeah, that was McGrath. My bad. Miles, sorry.
I was looking. I was like, that doesn't look like Kingston, but all right, we'll go with it.
Yeah.
McGrath, the crime-fighting dog.
Normally I bring my rosters. I forgot them at home, and tip of the cap to my wife who sent me pictures so I could try, but I only have one up at a time, so there's a lot of memory reliance, and my memory's not very good. Third down. Jacobs. That is Kingston, but a penalty flag here from the far side.
Could be about 10 linemen downfield, but let's see what the call is.
Jacobs had intensifying pressure.
That's the funny thing with high school. It could be about 20 different things.
Yeah. We await the call here. Good officiating crew on hand for this one. Yeah. Formation penalty here. Oh. And a roughing the passer call. They'll offset, so we'll replay the down here. Boy, fortunate there.
I don't know about the offsetting penalties where it's roughing the passer in illegal formation.
5 yard versus 15.
One seems a little bit more egregious, ref.
Apparently, nay.
Oh, goodness.
Look, and it's not the officials' fault. It's how the rule book's written.
No, I can blame the officials.
At B-Moose90.
I gave them the things they needed. The ref had a good throw.
Oh. So we'll replay 3rd and 5 here.
As the tweets are coming in, thank you, Dane.
Oh. Trips to the bottom of the screen. Oh, designed run. Jacobs finding a seam. First down and more for Luke. Takes it to the 31-yard line. Another gain of 11 on 3rd down.
That's just the toughest position to be in as you're an offensive lineman running down the field. Number 68 right there. Siona Fanman. And I butchered that, I know. He was running and Luke Jacobs just ran right into a back and he said, "Go, big man, go!"
That's Fa'amani. This is a young sophomore. Coach Jones really excited about him. Sees a lot of potential in that youngster up front for this Viewmont Viking offense. First down. Looking deep. Has a man just overthrew Noel by a pair of yards. Incomplete.
Scott, come back. Scott's not just on the track. He's almost off the track.
You know, the tough thing is you got that trackpad right behind the end zone. There really isn't anywhere to stop. You kind of got to run that out.
Just don't run into the fence. Don't blindside yourself, young man.
Single coverage, I don't mind that attempt at all. Just a touch long on the throw.
The hard thing is Scott almost didn't make it back to he didn't make it back to the huddle. He's like, "Man, I'm tired. Don't throw the ball to me next time. Let's do a blocking play. I'll block for you."
He'll be isolated most of the game. He is here on second down. They'll go to the ground. Defense limiting the gain as I say in on the stop.
Well, who else would it be than McGrath, the crime-fighting running back?
Hey, I like what you did there.
Yeah.
Good call.
Miles McGrath.
Be a 3rd and long here.
I do like me some Isia Longi as well, though. This is the fun thing. These are two teams that I love. Sometimes we call a game, and you can tell in my heart of hearts that I'm like, oh, I hope this team wins. I try to be partial. Actually, I don't really, but that's all right.
3rd and long. Jacobs throwing for Mickens. That incomplete, and it will bring up another 4th down. And what do you do here, Moose?
Kicker's in the coach's ear. He said, let me try. And let's see if Andrew Jones will let him.
That seems to be the indication here is we got a tee on the field, and we're going to have a 46-yard field goal try.
Most days it's just a battle of the kickers. Who can make their kicks? Oh, it's a fake!
It's a fake field goal. They throw it back. He's got to get to the 22, and they convert on the fake. What a play call from Viewmont. It'll be 1st down, Vikings.
Now the kicker would be upset, but he made the throw.
It was Darren Tovey that had the reception from the kicker, Braden Christensen.
So, Britton must have been with Luke a lot because they must have been working together throwing the ball.
They were just setting it up for you, Moose.
They're like, we can't throw. Psych! Wow, what a tricky play there.
We told you, Coach Jones, he was going to throw the whole kitchen sink at it. 1st down. Boy, that's a difficult throw right over the linebacker. It's complete. Not much gain. Ooh.
Brian Vogel just had to put his arms up, and he almost had 6 the other way.
Yeah, not much of an angle.
He hasn't played middle linebacker in a minute, though. So he's like, turn and run? No, stick your hands up, interception.
Limit the gain to 1 on the reception there by Mudrow.
And this clock just keeps running, Dane.
Yeah, we're just over 3 minutes before half, and now we'll get a timeout being taken by Cedar Valley. 3:07 to go. Timeout Aviators. You're watching first round playoff action on KSLSports.com.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back. I want to thank Western Governors University for their sponsorship of KSL Sports Rewind. If you're looking to take that next step in your life, check out Western Governors. Can take care of your education on your timeline at your convenience. To learn more, visit WGU.edu.
This is such a great venue. They've got a bunch of food trucks out here.
Viewmont on the ground on 2nd down. Not much there for McGrath.
That was a tough tackle there by number 2.
Seeley in on the tackle
Bucky
there.
Seeley.
Yep.
What a good name.
Right?
Bucky Seeley. I like it. But Bucky Seeley wrapped up McGrath's ankles. McGrath thought he was still going, but his ankles were about 2 yards behind him.
We got another 3rd and long here. It's been a great down for Luke Jacobs tonight. 3rd and 8 has been Luke Jacobs' time, and we'll see what the call is here.
Oh,
movement.
Not by one lineman, by about 3
Multiple,
or 4.
Yeah.
Yeah, but this community has grown. It's fun to see. With only 4 years, the home stands are filled, and they have food trucks here.
How about a marching band?
Yeah, marching band's great.
You know, I grew up in Idaho. Every high school program had marching bands up there. It was one of the things that surprised me when I came down here. It's such a rarity.
Yeah.
But Cedar Valley had a whole pregame for the marching band. They're in the stands. It's a great atmosphere here. 3rd and 13. Jacobs looking to the end zone. Noel caught! Oh! Touchdown Viewmont on 3rd and 13. Noel goes up and secures it.
As consistent as Father Christmas himself, Scott Noel, my goodness, delivering presents for his quarterback and children alike. You love to see him. Wow.
When we saw Viewmont earlier this year, you could see, the height. That's going to be their advantage. They've tried to attack it at times. Coach Zabriskie knew they're going to throw it up to that and let their guys go and get it. That time, Noel does and makes it 21-7.
College coaches, all of you millions and millions that are watching, Scott Noel is for real. And if you're sitting there and your Christmas wish list is a 6'6" tight end that can catch in double coverage, my goodness, do I have a present for you.
Wow, what a grab by Noel. The coverage was there. Didn't matter. And again on 3rd and long, Moose. Again on 3rd and long, Viewmont converts.
Man, 3rd down is a big down, and it's a fun down out here.
21-7. Viewmont on the road will kick off. And, boy, 2:21 left here on the clock. Viewmont gets the ball to start the second half as well.
Oh, this could be scary. And, Dane, I don't often sell my fandom. But tonight, there's 4 food trucks that if anyone wants to bring me some food, I will sell my fandom for that. I've been on a diet. It's been rough. I broke it today by going to, what's it called?
McDonald's?
No, Tucanos.
Ah.
It was worth it.
That'll do it.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was pretty pumped about it.
2:21 to go. Viewmont kicking off. Cedar Valley. Big moment to close out this half. Angled, returnable from the 1. Looking up that left side, walking the tightrope, out of bounds there, and a penalty flag here going to come in.
The dirty flag came out.
A late hit, going to tack on extra yardage. It'll be good field position here for the Aviators.
So don't be a practice team all-star on special teams. You don't have to do an out-of-bounds late hit. Just play within the rules, or you'll have a special teams coach acting like Red Foreman from that 70s show.
Late hit out of bounds, number 20,
Yeah, so rather than being at the 21, it'll be up near the 36-yard line. 2+ minutes to go. Aviators, I think with 2 timeouts left.
First down, Cedar Valley.
We'll see how effective this offense can be. 2-minute situation.
You practice it all year, and now you got to implement it.
Thompson looking over the middle. Caught. What a grab.
Wow.
First down and more for Cedar Valley as it's Tegan Hansen, the senior, with the reception.
Tegan Hansen has had himself a game. If I'm a quarterback, he's my Scott Noel. Throw him up, answer prayers, let's go.
Into Viewmont territory. First down, Thompson. Throwing the out, caught, out of bounds. That will stop the clock on the reception from Baker.
6 yards. Second down, Cedar Valley.
Boy, this is the best the offense looked all night for Cedar Valley. Bang, bang, they're just outside the red zone.
That's it. 2-minute drill. That's all we're running the rest of the year.
Yeah, empty backfield here for the first time. They've got 4 to the top side.
I wonder if they're going to throw it, Dane. Oh, just kidding.
Never mind. Jenkins back in the backfield. And they'll give it to Clayson. Looking up the middle. Jenkins first down as he takes it to the 27.
Clayson Jenkins up the middle.
Got himself a first down, but now the clock starts ticking. Or not.
Well, it stops to move the 6. First down, Cedar Valley at the Viewmont 28. 1:40 to go here in the half.
Now they're going to take their time. With only about 27 yards to go, 28.
On the ground, Lomu looking the right side, inside the 20. Lomu picking up about 9 on the carry.
Number 44,
You're going to see a couple more runs before Little John comes into this thing.
Clock approaching 1 minute to go here. Still 2 timeouts for the Aviators.
Smart eating up time.
Yes. The throw caught down to the 10, and it will be first and goal.
Dirty laundry, though.
Ooh, good eyes, Moose. There's also at the top side 2 flags here on the play.
So it might be a man downfield. It might be a face mask. Who knows?
Could be not enough men on the line of scrimmage.
Could be too many men on the line of scrimmage.
Could be Moose is too casual with the get-up tonight. Yeah, both penalties on the offense. Procedure penalty there. We'll back it up.
All right. Well, we'll just take one of those.
1 minute to go here in the half.
1 minute left in the first half.
Had to get the math right there.
Oh, now my least favorite part of the game.
You can kneel if you need to, Moose.
When the crowd gets into it.
Boy, things are shaking. Richter scale's going off in Eagle Mountain. Motion. Thompson. Looking to the end zone. Has a man. Caught. Touchdown. Aviators. Kekai Baker with the touchdown reception, and the Aviators get the response they needed in the first half.
Kekai Baker, a 3-year starter, comes in and he's hyped. I love to see the energy from Kekai. He's got the pink on. He's got the maroon on. He is playing really well. And Cedar Valley came into this game saying, hey, we're going to ground pound it. Now they're thinking, hey, air might be better because we're Aviators.
Kick is up. Kick is good. 21-14 as Cooper Thompson works this offense down the field, finds Kekai Baker, and it's back to 1 possession.
So fun.
We'll see what Viewmont tries to do here. Inside of a minute to go. We've seen explosive plays from the Vikings. Can they work a little magic here? They've got 2 timeouts as well.
51 seconds. And so the Vikings will get the ball now, and they'll get the ball later.
Yeah.
Sponsored by Now and Later's.
Yeah.
Come and give me some candy.
It's been a long time since I had a Now and Later. A long time.
I can't even remember the last time I ate one. Are they still around?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Also sponsored by Beeper Gum, as long as we're doing 9 candy.
All right. Viewmont back to receive. And
got all his leg into that
will
one.
be returnable from the 4. Looking right side, has a seam up to the 31. Penalty flag here behind the return. I'm guessing probably going to be heading the south direction.
Yeah. Good return, but they might be at the 15-yard line because of a holding.
That was the call. So penalty was at the 20. Be half the distance back to the 10.
Oof, that's the difference on special teams. You could be starting at the 36, but now you're starting at the 10.
Yeah. So how aggressive will the Vikings be? 90 yards to go.
Well, you got to get at least 1 first down.
Unless you just go for the 90-yard touchdown, right? Why get a first if you can just score?
Well, they've got a 2-on-3. That means Scott isn't double-teamed. He's 1.5 teamed.
Jacobs running out of time. Going to try to just take this. He'll pick up 8.
That's what's so nice about Luke Jacobs. You just said he's just going to pick up 8.
Yeah, that's all.
A little bit rough for him, but that might take us to the half. Or not.
Yeah, they'll get one more play in here.
They seem pretty content going to the half up 14-21, though.
And why wouldn't you be? Offenses look pretty good. They'll get to the ball to start the second half. I thought they might have needed to run a play, but they do not. So No need to run it. They will not. The first half will come to a close. At the break, the Viewmont Vikings leading Cedar Valley 21-14 on the road. You're watching the 5A state playoffs only on KSLSports.com.
Other universities didn't fit into my life.
They said I'd have to quit my job to go to school.
They said it would take me 4 years to graduate. They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back here to Cedar Valley High School. Dane Stewart, Moose Bingham with you. Viewmont leading Cedar Valley 21-14 at the break. Luke Jacobs responsible for all 3 Viewmont touchdowns. Cedar Valley, huge touchdown, scored with inside of a minute to go, get it back to 1 possession. This is going to be a big drive to start the second half for both teams. Moose, if you're Cedar Valley, what do you try to do different defensively to try to contain Luke Jacobs?
I don't know if you can contain him. Maybe hold him. Maybe I don't know what you can do to contain Luke Jacobs, to be honest with you. That's why I don't have my coach's cap on, because that's a difficult man to game plan for.
I noticed you didn't bring your coach's cap, so
no,
we're going to have to talk about that for future weeks, Moose.
Amen.
Cedar Valley here to kick off, and really outside of 1 4th down, the defense has struggled with Luke. We'll see if they've got any answers here as Mickens with the return up to the 25-yard line and a chance for Jacobs and company to come out. It's been the running game of Luke Jacobs. They've tried to get McGrath going. Cedar Valley's done a pretty good job on Miles, but the air attack, but really the legs of Luke Jacobs has kept drives alive.
Well, I'll tell you what I'd do if I was Cedar Valley on offense. I'd keep throwing the ball because they've found success doing that. And Coach Jones says we got to stop the running game. It'll be interesting to see, though, because this Cedar Valley front is they're huge.
Viewmont starting on the ground on 1st down. Not much there for McGrath. And again, the line has done a really good job with McGrath. It's really been Jacobs buying time in the pocket and then scrambling has been what has been the problem tonight. The run defense has been just like that on Miles all night.
Yeah, Miles McGrath. He'll get his, though. They'll keep going after him. They'll keep running him. And McGrath, the crime fighter, is an absolute dude. But Luke Jacobs, he's been finding his receivers. I like how they isolate Father Christmas at top, and he's got a one-on-one. Look out for that.
Jacobs, the throw, that caught. Turning upfield. Good job by that defense, not allowing the receiver to get past him. It was Jepson with the reception, but a host of Aviators there to bring him down.
Great tackle by number 14, spinning him back, trying to get as many yards back as he possibly can. But you've got a 3rd and a long 4. So should be good. Let's see what Coach Jones will cook up now, because he loves his trickery and his tomfoolery out there.
You got a lot of defenders here in the box for this Cedar Valley defense trying to smother Jacobs. He'll get it to McGrath, cut down. Another nice open field tackle being made by Tegan Hansen. 3 and out here for Viewmont.
Tegan Hansen has to be the MVP of this team. Defense, offense, special teams.
Had a big catch down the seam on that drive to score before the half.
Man, Tegan Hansen. I missed a player on my All-State list, and it might have been Tegan Hansen.
Maybe has postseason hopes. Tegan back at his own 35, awaiting this punt.
Bad snap.
Yeah, handled though.
Good kick.
Yeah, not bad at all. Hansen from the 30. Looking up that left side, squared up at the 45, but a good return for Cedar Valley. Good starting field position for the Aviators.
You know, sometimes as a punter, you get the ball and you're like, get the ball off, get the ball off, get the ball off, come on. And he did a good job right there.
First punt tonight for Viewmont.
Not bad.
Not bad. All right, you talked about the Aviator offense. You would lean into continuing to throw the football, Moose.
They've had some success with Joe Lomu. They've had some success on the ground. But through the air in that 2-minute offense, it's been amazing. And looks like Viewmont needs to shift down pretty quick. They've got a wide open receiver in 22.
First down for the Aviators. Once again, free 5 yards. Penalties, Moose. It has been the Achilles heel tonight for this Viewmont team.
Coach Jones keeping his cool right now, but inside he's boiling.
I don't know, man. Hands on the hips.
It's those operational penalties that get you.
Yeah.
You're like, okay, if you're being too aggressive, but if it's something like that, it's just son of a biscuit.
1st and 5 after the Viewmont penalty. Late rotation here defensively. Oh, nice deception there as they get that ball to the top of the field with Ethan Johnson. First down, Aviators.
Really good throw. Now, it feels like Viewmont's kind of on their heels. They don't know if it's a run. They don't know if it's a pass. And whenever you're questioning as a defense, it's never good because the offense always has the answer.
And you talk about a young man, experienced. Cooper Thompson mentioned throwing for over 2,000 yards this year, the senior. Has executed really well tonight. The one interception again off the deflection as they'll go a little fake toss, handoff. Jenkins keeping his feet. Jenkins through traffic, still moving. And boy, how about that run from the senior Clayson Jenkins.
Wow, Clayson Jenkins doing a great job right there. Holy Hannah. I love to see guys that keep their legs a churning, and a burning.
Boy, love that carry. That looked like one contact right near the line of scrimmage and turns it into an 8-yard gain.
The offense is finally finding their identity.
Yeah. Second and short. Oh, motion to help set the edge there. Lomu trying to get outside. First down for Lomu. Cuts back in. Lomu inside the 20, still on his feet to the 13. First and 10, Cedar Valley.
Right there, Lomu almost got caught in the backfield. Great job by Lomu churning his legs and getting it done. Both of these running backs, whether it's 4 or 4-4, they're getting it done. If you're in Cedar Valley and anyone has a 4 on their jersey, whether it's 14, 44, or 4, get the ball in their hands.
First and 10. You talk about finding their rhythm. Boy, this feels very comfortable here for the Aviators. Jenkins to the right, gets the carry, looking for a lane, takes it inside the 10, a gain of 4 there for Clayson.
It's just that small questioning, are they going to throw it, is what's confusing this Viewmont team, it seems like. And when it was just run, they could pin their ears back and go after it. But right now, they're a little questioning, and they've got to hunker down if they want to stop this explosive Cedar Valley offense.
Thompson looking to the sideline for the call before the game. There was a lot of pub, a lot of recognition for the offensive line here of Cedar Valley. They're really earning that here on this drive. Thompson to the end zone, just overthrew. Baker on the play, incomplete.
Number 1, Charlie Baker.
Big third down here, Dane.
Yeah.
It's field goal territory, which makes me happy.
Boy, how big would it be for Viewmont? Bit of a bend but don't break mentality on the drive here, trying to get the stop. But
third down.
That's how they're going to have to win this game, is they can't break. They've had some explosive plays, some guys get open, but it seems like Cedar Valley has finally settled in, and they know what they're getting themselves into now.
3rd and 6. How about under center here for Thompson?
Fullback.
Fullback, and Viewmont not fooled. Great job coming up to make the stop there for the Vikings was number 55, Sterling Hansen.
Hansen is an absolute dude. I talked about him earlier. I love the 5s. Long arms, gets after it, super fun.
And now, after the stop, Cedar Valley with the 25-yard field goal they missed earlier tonight from 34. This kick from 25 is up, and this one is good. So a nice response from Cedar Valley to come out in this second half as they put 3 on the board.
He made sure he got that ball high as can be. That was a college-type trajectory on that ball, getting high. And that's what you look for from a good kicker. You're not going to block it up the middle if you're going to kick like that.
I want to thank Western Governors University, sponsor here of KSL Sports Rewind. 1-year MBA programs available through Western Governors University now. To learn more, visit wgu.edu. Also, you can find out how you can earn up to $2,500 in scholarship money. For more information, visit wgu.edu. Take your education to the next level on your timing at your convenience at Western Governors University.
So I want to see some good special teams play right here. Should be a high kick, but a returnable kick. It's interesting to see that you've got Kingston Mickens at the 10.
Yeah, this one's not going to be returnable into the end zone for the touchback.
And I'm going to have to eat my words there.
Yeah.
High kick, not returnable. Great kick.
Great kick. So Viewmont starting at their own 20. And you think about that first drive, Moose. Did not see a Jacobs run.
Didn't see a Jacobs run, didn't see a Knoll catch. Those are two things you look for success on this Viewmont team. Viewmont settled down now. Let's see what they can do. They're coming out with a pistol formation.
They'll run the toss. One of the better runs of the day there for McGrath. It's been tough sledding for him on the ground, able to surge ahead here for a gain of 6.
Nice little toss there. You can't go up the middle on this defense with Longy, with Brian Vogel, with all these phenomenal defensive linemen, but you can't attack the sides because it's hard for those big boys to get running east and west.
And I like that, right? I mean, you've tried to run between the tackles tonight. There hasn't been a lot there. Let's try to get him on the outside, see if we can find a little bit more. They did there on first down. Pressure coming up the middle, another toss play. McGrath looking around the edge. First down and more for Miles as he's out of bounds up near the 35-yard line. Back-to-back runs for Miles McGrath.
Great blocking by the wide receiver right there, the Deuces, 22. That's what you got to do if you're attacking the angles. You have to have your tackle sealing the edge. You have to have your receivers blocking, and magical things can happen.
And, hey, you can bring that pressure up the middle all you want, right? We're running away from it. Get guys around the edge. Worked out well those first two plays.
Yeah. Find a little secret against this ferocious Cedar Valley defense.
First down for the Vikings. Trips to the bottom of the screen.
Now I expect to see some attacks through the air as well now.
Jacobs looking deep. Has a man. Whoa! Was that picked off? Just incomplete. Nearly interception of the year.
My goodness. Tegan Hansen, keep away from him. Tegan Hansen just does everything right. He's read his scriptures, he's said his prayers, and he's been living right on and off the field.
I thought Landon Jepson had a beat on him. That ball I thought was on target. That's just a heck of a job. Man, great coverage.
That was incredible, Dane. Athletic play. Tegan Hansen's getting my vote for player of the game right now for plays like that.
2nd and 10. And not much on that edge run. That ball came out. No, they're going to say he was down. Boy, this feels like a different Cedar Valley sideline here in the second half, Moose.
Yeah. The other thing is, Tegan Hansen came and forced the ball back inside. They're like, we're sick of seeing you guys run to the edges. We're done with that. Big third down play now.
You ready for this?
Yes, sir.
Tegan Hansen, leading tackler for this Cedar Valley defense.
Really?
Yes.
Man. Tegan's playing kind of what we call a hawk position. Where I came from, it's a little outside backer, defensive back type play. And usually those guys don't lead in tackles.
I wonder if they call the aviator position here.
Oh, maybe the captain.
See what I did there? 3rd and long. Jacobs. Oh, look at the hesitation there by Luke. Looking for Mudrow. Was that intercepted? No, Mudrow comes away with it.
It's a catch.
That is a crazy reception. It looked like Hansen had the pick, and Mudrow somehow comes up with it in his right arm at the Cedar Valley 31.
Oh my gosh, Father Christmas delivering presents to his quarterback per usual.
That was Mudrow.
Mudrow.
It was 81. Cole with the reception.
Oh my gosh. They just have a bunch of tall basketball players up there.
They do.
It looks like it was on the defensive player's back, and he's like, thank you very much.
Wow.
My goodness. I apologize, 81-82. They're both giant human beings to me.
First down for Viewmont. New life. Another 3rd and long conversion too, Moose. Jacobs stepping up. And that deflected, and it's picked off. And an opportunity for a big return after the interception as the deflection came to the arm of Jacobs. And we've got a player down here behind the play for Viewmont. But Cedar Valley coming up with a turnover.
Wow. The Cedar Valley defensive line finally got there, and there's a flag out very late. Looks like Trey Price was on the ground with his helmet off after the play. Let's see what's going on there.
It was an extremely late flag.
Or maybe Thomas Thondrins. Thondrins?
I'm guessing a personal foul, yeah, unsportsmanlike there, the call
on
Viewmont. Attack on yards.
And a sideline warning?
Yeah. Look at you. You're progressing nicely there, Moose. Sideline warning, indeed.
Yeah, that was a pretty intense play. Great job by the defense getting to the quarterback's arm. He had time to throw it, but this has been a back and forth. And now it's just like a fourth down turnover, and the defense has to come out and show what they're all about. Try to force this to a field goal at the very least.
And Cedar Valley going to be starting deep in Viewmont territory at the 34 after the interception.
Sorry about the shaking of the whole entire press box. This was not designed well. I have some bones to pick with the Cedar Valley design crew as I'm getting seasick up here.
He'll go with Hansen on the sweep. Taking it up, gain of 7.
Cedar Valley's been watching Viewmont attack the edges, and they're like, we can do that too as long as we've got someone with the 4 on the back of their jersey.
Nice gain there off first down. Lomu in the backfield here. He'll get the carry. Looking up that left side. Good job by that O-line as Lomu able to take it up. Gain of 5 and a first down.
Lomu is just so shifty. It's fun to watch. He has great vision, does a lot of good things. It'll be fun to see what he does this next few years.
Yeah, you talk about Joe, just a junior.
It's just a junior bacon cheeseburger, just a junior, not a Whopper yet.
He'll get there. He's been a whopper of a load tonight for this Viewmont defense. Had some big carries.
Yeah, lots of juniors that are good on this team.
Yeah. First down. Looking for Hansen! Caught! Touchdown! Cedar Valley taking Hansen!
Oh my gosh! I thought that ball was a little bit too fast. Tagan said, heck no, it's not. It's right on target. And that gives Cedar Valley the lead, first lead of the game for them. My goodness, what a great catch.
I thought that had too much on it. I didn't know if Hansen was going to be able to get it. He does. First lead of the night for the Aviators.
I saw Rossa Poe down on the field before the game. Magic Man, we call him, teaching these receivers how to make redonkulous plays.
Point after try, up and good. 24-21. Cedar Valley scoring 10 unanswered to start our second half. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's Game of the Week, 5A state playoffs.
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawn mowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City and Springville.
Welcome back. First lead of the night for the Aviators, Moose. What a response coming out of the locker room in this second half as this kickoff into the end zone for the touchback.
Kingston Mickens wanted that one. Probably shouldn't have reached for that. You never want to catch the ball running back towards your own end zone. But very impressive. Got a lot of grit from this Cedar Valley team going and getting what they need to. So it's been interesting to watch for sure. Oh,
boy, and interesting.
Goodness.
Luke Jacobs not coming out here. We mentioned he was in that throwing motion when that defender came in. You wonder if maybe that arm or shoulder got tweaked, but he is not in on this drive.
Darren Tovey.
Yeah.
Tovey. Darren Tovey. This is a very different offense with Darren Tovey. Or it's much of the same.
Well, try to work the ground there. Gain here of about 4. Looking for Luke on the sidelines. Have not been able to find him yet.
Darren's been sitting here all game saying, I can do that.
Be a gain here, about 4.
Wow. Now, we were at a game earlier with Skyridge when their quarterback went down, and the backup led them to a victory.
Trent Call had to bring Skyridge back. They were down 13 to Tippview. Came back, won that contest. But Luke Jacobs, he was one of the top rushers, in fact, the top rusher for this group, and their quarterback being out. That's a big loss. Is a carry here by McGrath. Pickup of about 4 again, be a 3rd and short.
Yeah, Luke Jacobs was one of my all-purpose players of the year.
Yeah.
Getting it done, over 2,500 yards, multiple touchdowns. This is not the situation Coach Jones wanted to be in.
Not at all. We're talking about a young man that Coach Jones said, yeah, he's healthy. He's 100% ready to go, and felt like he was going to be a big difference maker tonight. He was in that first half, but again, not on the field here for this drive. 3rd and 1. Kept by Tovey, nowhere to go. Blown up in the backfield. The pursuit being led by your guy, Brian Vogel.
Wow, Brian Vogel, you love to see the kid. He had a bit of a tough offseason, had a knee injury, but he seems to be doing just great right now.
And Viewmont will have to punt this away.
Hopefully we get to see the fearless leader, quarterback, QB1 for this Viewmont team again tonight.
This punt away. Fair catch signaled for Hansen taking it.
McGrath
Crafty
was right
fella,
there.
huh?
Yeah.
Number 14.
Fair caught at the 43.
Trying to draw the penalty right there by running it forward. Bold move.
So 1:45 left here. 24-21. The Aviators is their first drive or first lead. Looking for more as the drive will start at their own 42 officially.
Number 12, Cooper Thompson to start.
Thompson. First down. Empty backfield. Bunch to the top of the screen here for Cooper.
Got the clap down. Now let's check with me.
Our apologies there. We had a little clock malfunction. Preston taking the night off. We got to yell at him. We will do so after the quarter expires. 1:45 away. They go on the ground. Lomu. Big hole. Lomu shifting around Viewmont defenders and into Viewmont territory. First down.
What's impresses me about Joe Lomu is his vision in between the tackles. Anyone can read outside the tackles, but they look like Helen Keller inside the tackles. Right now, Joe Lomu, he is a genius inside the tackles, finding his lanes, getting upfield, and planting his foot and getting north and south quick.
They go with Lomu again. Boy.
Tackle break.
Yeah, hard-earned 3 yards there for Joe Lomu.
Yeah, you look at the end of the script, you look at the box score and the stats, and you're like, oh, 3 yards on that carry, what happened? Oh, he just broke 14 tackles trying to get 3 yards.
Yeah, it bounced off of offensive lineman, was trying to do everything he could to keep his footing. And you talk about what a job this O-line has done tonight for Cedar Valley. Great in the run block. Thompson really hasn't been pressured. Second down.
Got trips up top, and they got to get out there.
Little slant route in stride through the defense inside the 5. Touchdown, Aviators.
Wow. Cedar Valley has found their niche right now. They are attacking in the ground, in the air, just keeping this defense on their heels. Hopefully Viewmont can find an answer, or this could be a long bus ride home.
Kakai Baker running the slant, makes the grab, and the speed of the receiver able to run past the Viewmont defense as it's now a 2-possession lead for the home side. A point after try, up and good. The Aviators take a 31-21 lead. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind on KSLSports.com.
They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back. Wow, what a third quarter for Cedar Valley, Moose. 17-0 third quarter for the Aviators.
Yeah, and that's what they needed to do. They came out, got hit in the mouth, and they've been chugging along the rest of this half. Wow.
This kickoff onside, and I think the Aviators have it. They try the onside kick.
Such a tricky play, and it's hard to get.
And they got it. Cedar Valley, a little trickeration of their own. The onside kick will keep the offense on the field.
That's always a scary thing to do as a kicker. You have to change the angle of your foot, hit it with the inside, and pray it goes 10 yards. And it did. If it goes 15 yards, you're absolutely screwed. If it goes 8 yards, you're in trouble as well.
Wow. What a moment.
They're just piling it on now. And for real, this building is
shaking.
And if there were like thousands and tens of thousands of people, I'd be understandable, but we need to get some more rebar up here or something.
Moose, you're good, man. You're good. First down, run between the tackles. This is Jenkins moving the pile, a gain of 9 for Clayson.
This is where you need a defensive player to step up and say enough is enough.
Yeah. They don't have to run another play. We'll see if they will or not. Heck, right now, everything's going right for Cedar Valley. Why not, right?
For sure. Special teams, defense, offense, everything's clicking since Luke Jacobs exited the game.
Yeah, and looks like they will not. We head to the third quarter. Cedar Valley using a 17-0 spurt to take a 31-21 lead over Viewmont. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the first round of the 5A state playoffs on KSLSports.com.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back. Start of the fourth quarter. On the ground, this is Jenkins. Able to find a hole. Jenkins inside the 20, looking back inside, tackled at the 17, and the Aviators are in the red zone.
Jenkins has been impressive. Lomu has been impressive. Tegan Hansen has been impressive. I mean, it's just been a great game from all of them. They took the wind out of the sails for Viewmont, and if they get one more touchdown here, I think it could be over at the start of this fourth quarter, as crazy as that is to say.
First down for the Aviators. Looks like a completely different squad from what we saw in the first 24 minutes of this contest. That late drive in the first half, third quarter, man, they have looked every bit like the second place team in Region 7, the region contender that they were this year.
Yeah.
Lomu bursting outside and tripped up in the backfield. Good coverage there by this Viewmont D.
Great tackle when Lomu goes east and west. He does a good job, but when he goes north and south, he does a great job.
A loss of 2 on the play. And that might be, is that one of the only negative plays for Cedar Valley in this second half?
Cedar Valley showed up this second half. They went into the locker room looking like Jacksonville. They came out looking like the Patriots.
Thompson looking to the sideline here for this second down call. A little screen here. Well executed inside the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown Cedar Valley, KJ Fisher with the 19-yard touchdown reception.
KJ Fisher is usually the man they look to. Tonight it's been Tegan Hansen, but KJ Fisher is still a threat in there at all times. Watch out for him. They're putting on a clinic now, have all the momentum. Both of these teams have had their shining points. Let's see if the Viewmont Vikings can turn around and answer now.
4 passing touchdowns for Thompson. As this kick, point after up, good, 38-21. Those 4 passing touchdowns started, well, I've really been over a 14-minute span. The first one with 51 seconds to go in the second quarter, the entire third quarter, and then this one just a minute and a half into the fourth.
Yeah, once they got settled in, the first quarter was rough for them.
Yeah.
Got down by 21 points, and now they've just been hitting it on. But let's see if there's any more trickery. I don't anticipate another onside kick. But you never know.
You know, there's something about when you feel like you got momentum and you have a chance to put a game away, champions put games away. And that onside kick was kind of that moment where it's like, guys, we got them. Right now you go for the knockout. They capitalize on the drive. 3-possession difference. Might be too much.
Well, you know you've got a great defensive line. They've got a backup quarterback in there. It's hard to throw over 6'7", 6'4", 6'3" guys. Wow, the trajectory
kick.
on
Look
that
at that.
ball.
Fielded from the 10. Mickens running out of room. Tackled at the 17.
That was just great special teams play. Mickens had a call. It was a return left, and they kicked it deep right. It's hard to get to your blocks. At that point, just get north and south, take on the first guy, see if you can do a little loop-de-loop, juke-to-juke, and get up the field.
And Luke Jacobs back on the field here for Viewmont. Good to see. Young man, a senior. You talk about opportunities at the next level. Certainly hope that there was nothing serious there. Good to see he's back on the field, and by indications, hopefully okay.
They're going to start attacking through the air now. Not a lot of time left.
First down, Luke. Looking deep, trying for Noel. Overthrown. Good coverage on the play as Mayo was right there with him.
Well, we know his arm's okay.
Yeah.
That was just kind of a little check to Coach Zabraski. He said, hey, better keep your guys deep. It's so interesting. These coaches have been going against each other for years. Whether it's 1A, 5A, it's been all over the place.
Yeah.
They've seen each other more than I've seen you, Dane.
Of course, we mentioned state playoffs. The winner of this advances to take on the Stansbury Stallions. No easy task. Coach Drew Jones, coach at Tooele, he's familiar with Stansbury. Of course, Stansbury won Region 7 this year. Cedar already played them, so not easy effort for whoever the winner is. It's just a gain of 1 there on that second down carry.
And I love Stansbury. They have one of my favorite coaches in the entire country. He's a good dude. Eric Thompson.
He doesn't believe you when you say that.
Oh, he's my boy.
But I'll tell you, you and I have talked about it, and you're quite firm in, no, that's legit, as we've got another injury here on the field for Viewmont. Injury, we'll step aside as they have a look. We'll be back. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the 5A state playoffs.
Other universities didn't fit into my life.
They said I'd have to quit my job to go to school.
They said it would take me 4 years to graduate. They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back. McGrath had to be helped off. Hope that he's okay. Is on this 3rd and long. That one! Oh, what an interception from Cedar Valley, plucked out of the air by our guy, Tuatunga. And it's an avalanche now for the Aviators.
Man, my goodness, 3-3. He got the celebration penalty, but it's worth it. That's the one. Great job jumping up, getting his arms up into the passing lane, and coming down with the ball. I was talking with Ross Oppo before the game, and he's like, I could make that kid into a tight end that you wouldn't believe. But great job. Unsportsmanlike penalty. The kicker's not going to like that.
That is a top 5 play if you've ever seen one. Heck of a grab by the end. We talk about DeVoe, young man. Coach Zabritsky said, hey, he has not played a lot of varsity. This has really kind of been his year to burst on the scene. And you talk about bursting on the scene. Woo! Leaping up, securing that, pick 6.
That just goes along with his 10 sacks, 1 interception, about 30 tackles. He was my second team all Utah for a reason. My goodness. What an athletic play. That's why Arizona State, USC are on him, but the local schools haven't quite figured out about him. They'll figure out now.
Yeah, they better. This point after, up, and that one close but good. 45-21, all Aviators here at the airfield.
The airfield.
Yeah, you like that? There we go. Got to sneak it in there.
Yeah. Now they'll be kicking off from the 25, I believe. Which, that's worth it.
Man. Musa, 31-0 run put on by Cedar Valley.
Yeah. Now,
it's actually a 38-0 run. It was 21-7.
Yeah. I remember when I was in high school, we had a lineman get a personal foul on the touchdown, and then he got a second personal foul on the PAT. So I was kicking off from about the 5, mad as can be. I was like, Jordan Black, how dare you? I remember I couldn't even see the other end zone. That might be a fault of my parents due to my height, but nonetheless, it was rough.
Lifts moved. You had to wear lifts.
Do you know what? Facebook always advertises to me night and day about gaining 2 or 3 inches in your shoes. It's rough.
Cedar Valley to kick off.
Should be a returnable kick.
Should be. Mickens.
Maybe not.
Boy, has to retreat. A high bounce. He'll field it from the 5. No other options. What a kick. And Mickens trying to get to the 20. He'll get out of bounds there. And what a boot, huh?
Wow. That man deserves to be immortalized. Bronze's shoe now because that was a heck of a kick that saved the celebration penalty.
Elijah Holman, the senior.
Woof. Big old ball right there. Getting daps up from Coleman Peterson, saying that's how I did it at Utah. That's how you should do it here.
First down for the Vikings. Jacobs.
Now's about getting momentum, getting something going, literally anything, because they've started out great. Now they just have to finish strong.
On first down, we'll look to throw. Boy, dangerous throw. Hansen. Right there.
Of course it's Tegan Hansen, the leading tackler, the leading receiver tonight, the leading leader, Tegan Hansen.
Young man, a senior, and boy, he's really jumped off the field tonight in multiple aspects.
Yeah, every aspect.
Yeah.
Special teams, kick returning.
Yep.
Offense, catching the ball. Defense, making the tackle. Goodness, Tegan Hansen, I'm a big fan.
Second down. Jacobs. And that one's intercepted. And it's your
Tegan
man.
Hansen! Wow! Wow!
Another pick six for Cedar Valley as the senior Tegan Hansen takes it to the house.
Man, Cedar Valley just, I don't know what they put in the water after the first quarter. Must have been something. Wow.
Wow.
Coach Zabrowski, they've lost some close ones this year, but not tonight.
Tell you, it took a while for the Aviators to find lift, but once they did, it has been smooth flying.
They've just executed on every single facet in this game.
Point after good. Cleared for takeoff. The Aviators 52-21 over Viewmont.
9 minutes and 30 seconds left in the
Mountain Land Power Equipment provides exceptional service and high-quality brands you know and trust in lawn, landscaping, and snow removal products. Our experienced staff of technicians repair all types of snow plows, snow blowers, lawn mowers, small engines, and is trained to answer questions about lawn, garden, snow removal, and landscaping products. Mountain Land Power Equipment, now with 2 locations to serve you in Salt Lake City and Springville.
Wow, what a second half. And when you look at this Cedar Valley group, Moose, they have had a really explosive offense this year. We talk about 29 being that magic number. They've only scored less than 30 4 times, and 3 of those were losses, as this kick has to just be smothered by Madro back at the 10. But this is a unit that's used to scoring 40-plus, and they found that stride again here tonight, and it's been the defense that's been the difference.
Well, Viewmont can't buy a break right now. Even on the kickoff, it was mishit. He hit the middle of the ball, hit it right to the up back, and the up back hit it to the ground and said, oh, crap. If Cedar Valley gets on this ball, they get it. I got to get to it quick. Goodness.
Viewmont starting back at their own 10. Luke Jacobs out of the contest on this drive, as it is Tovey back at the quarterback position. Jacobs kind of been in and out in this second half. Tovey back in here, looking over the middle. That was nearly picked, but the deflection goes to Madro, who has it at the 25, first down.
Madro's had himself a pretty good game.
Yeah.
But wow, what a lucky catch.
That young man bringing his tip drill.
Yeah, tip drill twice. Back here on the 30, caught it off someone's back.
Yeah.
This one on the deflection. Oh, my goodness.
First down for Viewmont. Talk about a group, Coach Jones, his first year, felt, hey, I got a lot of basketball players. I got some good athletes. Just got to kind of bring it together, trying to rebuild a culture, rebuild a program. They started 3-0. They had that upend to Provo late. They lose that game. Region schedule just 1-4 in Region 5. Here's a little hook and ladder creativity from Madro. It was Noel on the pitch, and Madro takes it across midfield. The Vikings aren't done yet.
Well, why not pull out the bag of tricks, make some memories? I love it. Great job there. Getting into territory, finding something, making something happen. That's what you like to see.
Going back to that point for Viewmont, they came into this game 4-5. They didn't play a game in Week 10. It was a group that, if they were able to get a win tonight, it would have been their first season of 500 since 2018. It's been a while since this program has had a winning season. They've been right there. Here is Mickens on the little screen, able to take this ahead for a gain of 7. You can see that there's just aspects. There's just that consistency, play in, play out for Viewmont.
Looks like Mickens is down right now.
Maybe a cramp. Yeah, they were trying to stretch him out a little bit earlier as well.
When you're a high-performing athlete, that happens.
We've got law enforcement kind of bursting out of the stadium here.
Okie dokie. Should we head to break for a second?
Yeah, let's do that. Good call. We'll step aside as they take a look. We'll be back after this.
Other universities didn't fit into my life.
They said I'd have to quit my job to go to school.
He said it would take me 4 years to graduate. They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time, courses on your time, graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
Welcome back. Mickens had to be helped off the field. The youngster tonight has played both ways, had special teams duties. Looked like a cramp there. Always hard to tell for certain, but hope he'll be okay. Is on second down. Toby looking deep. Battled, and Noel just couldn't quite bring it in.
It seems like these big tight end bodies have been able to win most of those 50-50 balls all night long. And here's the deal. I've been really impressed with Viewmont all year. We watched them against Provo. They're on the precipice of doing something special. And that's what's nice. Coach Jones, everywhere he's gone, he's won.
Yep. 3rd and short. They've got to get to the 32, and I would guess 4-down territory. What do you have to lose at this point? Looking for Noel, just overthrew him by a yard. Boy, didn't miss by much.
Yeah, you don't get a lot of reps with the backup quarterback on throws like that. And so you're just kind of guessing. You're like, is he tall enough to get this? Am I strong enough to throw that?
Tell you, if nothing else, it's been good conditioning for basketball. Nice little, 30-yard sprint there.
Oh, yeah. But I think he's played well enough to get some more scholarship offers tonight.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
One of the elite tight ends. I have him as my second All-Utah team tight end.
4th down. Offense still on the field here for the Vikings.
Only 3 yards. Why not run it?
Yeah, Toby able to pick it up as he takes it to the 29. First down, Viewmont.
And by number 13, Darren Toby. Now for a Viewmont High School first down.
The great thing about this game is both these coaches I love. They both came from 1A. They both worked their ways up, getting to where they need to be, coming from Salina and from Layton, getting up here, and they're both very successful coaches. But more than that, they create great young men.
Yeah.
They teach lessons. That's what I love about Utah high school football.
Toby looking, has a man over the middle, caught. Touchdown, Viewmont. What a throw to Savage.
Wow. You love to see it. They're still fighting, and there's lessons in this. Fight till the very end, no matter who's in there.
Number 13, Darren Toby, 2.
And get the kicker out for some more PATs. Got to pad those stats.
First points for Viewmont since the 2:21 mark of the second quarter. You talk about still having a battle, a fight in you. Love to see that from the backup quarterback. Point after, up, and good. 52-28, Cedar Valley. Go back on offense when we come back.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
Welcome back, 52-28. Moose, the score, looks very one-sided. It's felt that way, but yet the other side of that is you have 3 interceptions, 2 of them pick sixes, the third led to a touchdown. That's 21 points that you kind of gave Cedar Valley. You take that off the board, it's 31-28.
And the crazy thing for Cedar Valley, they're used to it the other way. Oh!
They'll try the onside, and look, that ball was touched. And Viewmont, I think, has it, and they do. Viewmont recovering the onside kick. So the Vikings not done as little contact here afterward as well.
There's a flag. So that's what's crazy. Another flag.
No, it was the same one. He threw it closer to where the penalty was.
You see, that ref, head judge, needs to throw it a lot farther if he's going to do that.
Well, so here's the thing. Viewmont recovers the kick. You're going to tack on penalty yards. They could be starting inside the Cedar Valley 40.
Yeah. And they're turning it into a game. 7 minutes left. We've seen crazier things.
Well, there's still quite a bit of work to be done.
Our audience is sticking with us.
And they called the foul here on Viewmont. My bad. I thought they were going to get the retribution of Cedar Valley, but they saw the act of Viewmont, so they're actually going to push Viewmont back here.
Okay.
And I didn't see it. I saw it after kind of the Cedar Valley player having to kind of be pulled away. So I didn't see what had happened there, but the call there on Viewmont.
Usually it's the person that gives the reaction, but
usually.
All right.
Yeah. So Viewmont recovers the kick, but the penalty backing it up to the 33. Our apologies there on the clock. 7:30 to go. And it's another interception off the tip drill, and it's Hansen, his second of the night.
The tip drill was to the offensive guard. I've never seen a play like that where you're running a reverse to the offensive guard. What an interesting play call for sure. Sometimes it works out, sometimes it doesn't.
Told you trickeration, and that time the ball taking a series of unfortunate bounces for the Vikings, and Hansen coming up with it.
Just behind the offensive guard, and it seems like Viewmont can't buy a break.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about the turnovers that have led to Cedar Valley points, and another opportunity here for Cedar Valley to capitalize off a turnover. Thompson back on the field, Jenkins to his left. 7.5 to go. Jenkins the carry, nowhere to go.
Oh. I don't think they're going to call that one, you guys. The home crowd was not happy about it, but it was momentum.
It was momentum.
When you get 300 pounds moving one way,
it doesn't stop very quickly.
I mean, if he was about 150 pounds lighter, I'd be all in with the crowd on that one, but not today. And this Viewmont team's still fighting. They just can't buy a break. Going into the game, Coach Zabrowski was like, 3 turnovers. We just can't give up 3 turnovers. He should have been talking the other way, it seems.
Yeah.
Oh, that's offsides. Didn't quite get the call there, Cinco.
Procedure here on Cedar.
False start. The wide receiver to the bottom of your screen was getting a little bit excited about his route and didn't listen to the center, quarterback, or anyone else. Both these squads are ferocious, but sometimes it's your night, sometimes it's just not, man.
Has not been the night for Viewmont. Really has not been the second half for Viewmont. First half, it was clicking. 6.5 to go here. Thompson. Oh, and that's intercepted. Plucked out of the air there by the defense, and it's Tovey, who's now playing quarterback as well, able to draw the interception.
Well, if you love defensive plays, this is the game for you.
Yeah.
Both teams getting interceptions, whether it's Kingston Mickens, Tovey, Tegan Hansen, or big number 3-3.
Man.
I feel like if we were on the field, we could get an interception at this point, Dane.
You know, and honestly, like, even that's a great snag by Tovey, right? I mean,
he's used to catching the snap, so he got used to catching the ball.
First down, Viewmont. After the Tovey interception, he'll try not to give it back.
Wow.
Boy, pressure coming immediately. Tovey stepping up, showing he's got a little athleticism to his game, taking it up to the 46-yard line. First down, Viewmont.
Brian Vogel looked exactly like Troy Palumalu, just about 100 pounds heavier. He timed that snap perfectly. I love me some Brian Vogel.
I wonder if he uses head and shoulders as well.
I would. I'm about to.
First down here for the Vikings. Tovey looking for the vertical. And that well beyond his target, Mickens.
So Mickens needs to work on his acting right there. Throw his arms in the air.
Well,
come on, ref.
I don't know that he was for a call. I think Mickens kind of like, hey, man, I'm not 100% right now. As we've got whistles here, stoppage.
See, if I was a football coach again, I would sit there and I'd send all my players to acting class. Kickers, punters especially, receivers no doubt, quarterbacks for sure, saying if they touch you, Come on, ref. Maybe send him to soccer for some South American training for them.
Personal foul there on Cedar Valley will move this ball into Aviator territory to the 39. Look, I did drama in high school. Did you know that?
I did not.
Yeah. So I know how to take a fall. I also watched Mighty Ducks. You learned that from that movie as well. It's a great childhood movie. No?
No, I love the Mighty Ducks. I don't know what part you're talking about.
Yeah, at the start, it's a team that takes a bunch of dives, and he teaches them how to dive. No?
I got to watch Emilio Estevez a little bit more.
Apparently.
More of a Sandlot guy myself, to be honest with you.
That's not a bad call. I'm down with Sandlot. As now we officials coming together here once again.
Another good movie was The Goonies, but I had to return that. Too much swearing for my parents, which is hilarious to me now.
Yeah.
As I probably need a filter on my mouth 95% of the time, except for when I'm calling games.
You've done a pretty good job with that, Moose. Pretty good job with that.
The goal of every game, say no 4-letter words.
First down, Noel with the catch up to the 33-yard line.
Noel still fighting, great tight end, fun to watch. There's some great tight end play in this state, Dave.
Yeah.
Between him, Roger Cialapega.
I know Max Bateman.
I do love me some Max Bateman.
Cialapega, by the way, he picks up like a dozen offers every week.
He should. He's
I'm just
that
saying,
dude.
like, that young man, he is making plays. Tovey looking deep, and flag here.
Taken.
As good as Hansen's been tonight, you're not getting away with that one.
You know, you can't push or pull when you're that wide open. Yeah, Roger Cialapega. I had Cal calling me the other day. They're like, tell me about him. I'm like, you're an idiot if you don't offer him.
That was the insight Moose provided. Look, if you choose not to offer him, you're just an idiot.
Yeah, you're just
Do you want to be
smart,
really?
Or do you want to be dumb? The smart move is offer this kid because you're either going to play with him or against him. And there's a lot of kids in this state like that.
Yeah.
Spencer Fano. I mean, Isaac Wilson. Jackson Brousseau.
Tovey able to get it there to Jepson. Inside the 10 to the 5. And Viewmont here still fighting. They'll have first and goal at the 5.
Jepson's sitting there. He's looking at Tovey. He's like, bro, why you do me like that? The defensive end or the safety had a ping on me. This isn't Maverick. I'm not in Top Gun. I don't want to blow up.
That's when you look for evasive action, Moose. First and goal. Tovey designed run as penalty flags are on the play. He'll pick up a yard. That'll be it. Of course, we've got to figure out the flags here. And how about a little update for you? A lot of playoff games going on tonight, of course, in 5A.
Okay.
Wasatch got a big win tonight against Woods Cross. How about a 6A game for you?
Tell me.
The Weber Warriors going to beat Roy.
Really?
Yes. An old region rivalry taking first-round action.
So you could have given me a bunch of guesses, and that wouldn't have
I
been
would not have been on there, yeah.
I had Roy going pretty deep in the playoffs in my bracket, like we all do every single year. Some people do March Madness. I do October, November Madness.
And we had a penalty. Boy, I thought we might get an offsides there. Instead, he stayed on. Looking to the end zone, and that incomplete. Trying to get it to Noel.
That one was probably
and a late flag here.
But I give you credit. I would hold Scott Noel from the get-off. They waited till the ball was in the air.
Yeah. It's the hard thing about some of these receiving options for Viewmont. And look, Cedar was well aware of it. Their length, they're just going to throw it up to him. And there's very little you can do. We saw Noel have a heck of a grab in the first half in a similar double coverage type scenario. At some point, it's just like, hey, I can't just give it to him.
The thing is, if you're going to double cover him, this is my thing. Have someone jamming at the line, just doing whatever within those 5 yards, and then have someone over the top.
Well, they will here. Press coverage to the bottom of the screen. Tovey going to keep it. Cutting inside to the 1. Bring up a second and goal here.
This is a ferocious game. Every time I look down, it's like let the bodies hit the floor. Bam, there's someone flying somewhere.
Second down.
As we approach the 4-minute mark.
I love the fight from this Viewmont team. You wouldn't have seen this in years past. they would have thrown the white flag in, not worn the white jersey to battle.
Toby handing off. Touchdown. McGrath in from a yard out.
McGrath going in there, the crime-fighting running back. You love to see it. He's got speed. And does it look like it's for 2?
Yeah. I mean, why not, Moose?
Yeah. Poor kicker. That's why not.
Yeah.
But Coach Jones in there getting his quarterback a lot of reps. This junior coming in doing really good.
Two-point conversion. Tovey denied. Good stand there by that defensive front. No good.
Yeah, you'll get denied against that defensive front. That's the thing. But Tovey's very athletic as well. Not as athletic as Luke Jacobs, but still does a good job.
How about this? We talk about Cedar Valley as a program, their 4th year of existence. They've made the playoffs every year, Moose. Just 1 year. That was last year. They did not get a playoff win. They're looking to set up another playoff win here tonight, make it 3 out of 4 years. But this would advance them to 8-3. It'd be the most wins in program history. Coach Zabriskie doing such a good job of laying that foundation here for this young program.
Yeah, Coach Zabriskie, he was kind of a head scratch higher, but now he's an exclamation point higher. You'll love to see it.
On the kick, number 9, Brayton Christensen, and back to receive for Cedar Valley, number 4.
4 minutes left, 52-34, and I figure another onside kick here, right, Moose? Why not?
Yeah, I feel like they've been instructed, don't run up and try to get the ball this time.
Yeah.
It wasn't going 10 yards till you touched it.
Nope. They will try it. Oh. And look, that's how you execute it, right? Great job of providing protection for Hansen, allow him to come and get it.
So first line did a good job taking on the blockers. Second line did a great job getting the ball. But, like I said, another body on the floor.
Yeah.
Let's probably take a break here.
Yeah, we got a Viking down. We'll step aside as they come out and have a look. You're watching KSL Sports Rewind's coverage of the 5A state playoffs.
It all starts with a smile. To show you care, offer a sign of love, welcome someone home. Even when we don't see each other, or share a room, even without words, smiles bring us together. Let's keep yours healthy. Stonehaven Dental. Schedule online at stonehavendental.com.
Other universities didn't fit into my life.
They said I'd have to quit my job to go to school.
They said it would take me 4 years to graduate. They said I have to take tests when they tell me to.
They said my degree would cost a fortune.
But I didn't have to listen to them.
Because I have a university that listens to me.
Tests on your time. Courses on your time. Graduate on your time. WGU, the University of You.
For over 25 years, Salt Lake Running Company has helped people of all ages and levels find the gear they need to start their fitness journey. From a free custom shoe fit analysis to a premium assortment of footwear and workout essentials, SLRC is a top 10 run shop in America. Locally owned, locally operated at 5 locations along the Wasatch Front. SLRC is there to help you gear up and get out. Visit a store near you or shop online at slrc.com.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs.
Simply complete an application on your phone or computer and select the low-rate option you prefer.
And then sit back and enjoy the peace of mind that comes from knowing you have a low-rate line of credit. Ready for whatever life throws at you.
To learn more or start your application, visit uccu.com or stop by any branch.
Good to see that Wiles was okay. Jet there didn't sound good, didn't look real good, but he's back to his feet and certainly hope he's okay. Again, we've talked about the physicality tonight. A lot of guys have been flying around, hitting hard. It's been a physical night of football really for both sides.
Yeah, that special teams play, the onside kick, you got to be ready to get hit and deliver a hit, and it's just a brutal, brutal play.
Yeah.
Because it's run 10 yards as fast as you can into another human being on this floating rock we call Earth.
Yeah. Thompson under center here for first down. Is Cedar Valley going to try to just run out this clock? First down, nowhere to go there. Nice job bottling that up as we're inside of 4 to go.
And Viewmont putting up a fight. That's what you like to see.
Yeah. Look, when you're trying to build a culture, right, and we talk about first year for Coach Jones, these are the moments where we're like, guys, we never quit. I don't care what the score is. We don't quit. And we've seen that kind of fight from his boys tonight.
It's way fun to watch, the building of programs. I was talking with Coach Jones. He was like, I wish I could have been here 3-4 years ago to really get these guys where they need to be.
But, you know, he'll get it there. And you talk about the culture he's putting in. Man, you can just kind of see there's a different feel in this program with him at the helm as Thompson here on the keep. And he'll take it out of bounds. Not much of a gain there.
And he makes a huge difference. You see the schools he's left, and they are just not the same after he leaves.
You know, and the thing I love is Coach Jones tonight, we haven't had a chance to talk about it, but he's got gold shoes. And it was an item where they're special order. He's got a little extra bling-bling in them. And if they were going to win tonight, he's got some flashing soles. It was going to be a team unit. And he said, look, I want to create memories for these kids in this program. I want to give them something fun. That's what high school sports is supposed to be about. And I love that he's got that attention. Yeah, you want to win the game, but for him it's about, look, I want to teach these young men lessons. I want them to have an enjoyable time and to leave this program better. And I love that that's his focus. And it always has been his focus across the different programs that he's been a part of, Layton Christian, Tooele, and now Viewmont.
Yeah. Even at Syracuse when he was a defensive coordinator there. So it's interesting to see. I mean, my high school football was not fun. It was a job. Every single week we had expectations. It's like you're going to win a state title or you're not welcome to the local Betos.
Yeah. And look, here's the thing. There are programs in this state where that's true.
I was talking to Jackson Powers Johnson the other day, and he told me, he's like, my senior year was not fun. It was relieving after we won the state title because we knew we didn't let the people down that came before us.
Yeah.
And I see teams like Coach Jones, and it's like they're having fun every single day. And Coach Zabrowski as well.
Thompson looking deep. Has a man right through the hands. Boy, that's a great ball from Thompson. And Ethan Johnson just had it sneak through.
Ethan Johnson is going to want that one back.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dusty Lister, for that say.
I've heard that before.
Yep.
Yeah.
No one else has ever heard it, but thank you, Dusty.
Is this the first time tonight Cedar Valley's punted?
I believe so.
No, I think they did in the first half. Maybe not, actually. Good kick.
Great kick.
Angled, out of bounds.
And Viewmont was bringing the dudes.
Yes, they
Everyone was rushing. Scott Noel was like, I got it, coach. And he just missed it.
So we'll see Viewmont offense coming back on the field here. 2:46 to go.
Trying to get this game going.
What a game.
And really the difference is a couple pick sixes at this point.
Yeah. You know, Coach Zabriskie said, I know it's cliche, turnovers, key to the game. And we talked about it multiple times tonight. That's the difference. Tovey in the shotgun here on first down for the Vikings. Stepping up, looking for Noel. That's thrown to the outside and unable to catch up to it.
A little bit of miscommunication right there. Little zig when you're supposed to zag, little zag when you're supposed to throw a zig.
Number
I hope all the basketball kids out here are watching Scott Noel and the opportunities he's gotten.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of 6'5", 6'6" kids. You're not special in basketball. But in football?
Yeah.
Ooh,
yeah.
Dream height.
I know a young man in the area I live. He's a basketball player. Said, hey, I want to go play football. I want to go play. And he's had a great year. Been very enjoyable. And here's Tovey. And that one, was looking for his back, and he had kind of moved out to block. Is this incomplete? But Tovey, a young man, I don't know that he had expectations to play tonight. The junior getting a little playoff experience. He'll be coming back for Drew Jones next year.
Yeah. Do you know who was covering there?
Yes, I do.
Tegan Hansen.
Yeah.
Don't throw the ball by Tegan Hansen. Stay away from T. Hans.
I have a feeling Stansbury, they'll still throw the ball at Tegan Hansen.
So, Stansbury, let's talk about them.
Yeah.
Do you know who has the most touchdowns in the entire country right now?
In the country?
Yes.
Look, they burst on the scene. They've scored 70 a couple times this year.
Mm-hmm.
And they had a young man with 8 touchdowns just last week.
Yep, Brock Wilson.
Yeah.
But do you know who has the first most amount of touchdowns?
Well, I'm going to say Stansbury.
It's not Stansbury, but they have the second most amount in the country.
All right. See, that's what Moose likes to set it up and then pull the rug out from under you. I just got face planted. I appreciate that.
You didn't take your guess.
I did not. Yeah, I assumed, and we all know what happens when you assume, right?
But Ezra Harris is an absolute monster.
He's a beast.
Brock Wilson came in, and he's like, how about 8 touchdowns? He was my player of the week last week.
You think Matiaki Halu's good?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Which he
Just
is.
the local Utah
but
kid
hey,
in the
here
state.
comes Brock Wilson, right? Just, man, loaded.
Yeah, it's always
Fourth
nice
down.
when Matikai Halu shows up on your doorstep.
Oh, Noel with an uncustomary drop on 4th down. And Viewmont will turn it over maybe for the last time tonight.
Yeah,
turn it over on downs.
Yeah. Scott Noel frustrated, but he's got a bright future.
Yeah.
Has that UNLV offer. I know Weber State is great, and the local school that's going after him. SUU says we would love a tight end. Utah Tech says we rebranded to get you to us. And he's like trying to figure out his future right now.
Yeah.
Who knows? Basketball schools might come calling as well.
You never know. Thompson under center here on 1st down against Cedar Valley, trying to run out. Give them the most wins in a single season is when we win inside the 10. Here will be 1st and goal for the Aviators.
You see great movement. You see it just stop. There's some bigger human beings than you, Joe Lomu. And you did great getting 9 yards, but that stop looks like it hurt.
Yeah.
Just a little oof.
Yeah, he's hobbling off here.
Ouch, buddy.
5 pads help, but there's only so much, right?
I'd get some Serta pads in there. I sleep well on the pillow. Maybe some block cube pillows or something. But I didn't hit very much.
I actually said it was not a 1st down, so 2nd and 1 here for the Aviators. My bad. As we're inside of 2 to go. They'll stay on the ground.
That might get him the first.
Yeah, that'll be it, 1st down. And from this point, can kneel it on out if that's the path that Cedar Valley will choose.
But great fight from Viewmont to come back.
Yeah.
They actually made it a game when it was 52-21.
Yeah.
And so getting those 13 points, not 14, 13, really helped them out. I think both of these teams are great, and it's just fun to see the building of men, the building of communities, the building of everything. Because Viewmont's actually been excited for their football team for the first time in forever.
Long time.
Cedar Valley, they're like, we have something special going on just down the street from us, and we're all new move-ins. Because I didn't even know this community existed, to be honest with you, Dane.
Yeah, another carry here by Jenkins wrapped up as we're inside of a minute to go. You talk about building programs like they're building at Cedar Valley. Young program in just its 4th year, building programs at Viewmont, trying to get a culture back to winning, battling for region championships, making playoff runs. 2 programs here that are still relatively young in their current cultures, but you can see the sky's the limit for both of them, and Cedar Valley going to advance here in the 2022 state playoffs, and they'll head out to the West Valley to take on the Stansbury Stallions. I shouldn't say the West Valley. The West Valley.
West of West Valley.
I don't know what they call that. It's not. What is like the Tooele area called?
Tooele.
It's got to be a better name than that. Like, the Great Basin.
Salt Lake.
I don't know. They'll head out to Stansbury. There you go. They're heading out to Stansbury as Cedar Valley 8-3. Most wins in a regular season for the Aviators as they take care of Viewmont 52-34 here at home in the first round of the 5A state playoffs. Moose, your final thoughts on the player of the game?
I think Tegan Hansen deserves to be at the front of that handshake line as he is, because he balled out just.
They'll take on Stansbury next Friday. A reminder, you can catch all the 5A, 6A state playoff action all the way through your state tournaments right here on KSLSports.com. Have a good night, everybody. We'll see you next week for second round action.